Have you ever noticed how your mind is an expert at reminding you of the most embarrassing moments of your life? Like out of nowhere, it whispers, "Hey, remember that time you said something stupid in public?" And suddenly, a moment you had long forgotten comes rushing back with full force. Or when you spent money on something that seemed amazing at the time, but now it's just collecting dust and making you feel like an idiot. Your mind has a way of making you relive the same mistake over and over again, almost like it enjoys torturing you. But why do we do this? And more importantly, how do we break free from this endless loop? What if that mistake that haunts you wasn't even that bad? Your brain exaggerates your regrets, and every minute spent dwelling on them is stealing your energy, your motivation, and even your opportunities. This happens because of negativity bias, an ancient survival mechanism that once helped us learn quickly from dangers. But today, it does nothing but trap you in an endless cycle of guilt and frustration. And the worst part? This cycle creates an illusion, the belief that if you had done something differently, your life would be so much better right now. But there is a way out of this mental trap. Even better, what if I showed you what could happen if you used that time in a completely different way? Your brain doesn't just remember mistakes, it magnifies them. Think about that embarrassing moment from 5 years ago that still makes you cringe. In your head, it seems way worse than it actually was. That's because your brain doesn't store reality objectively. It reconstructs memories based on the emotions you felt at the time. The more shame or guilt you experienced in that moment, the more intense and distorted the memory becomes. Now combine that with the fact that our brains have a built-in negativity bias. They are wired to focus on what went wrong because throughout evolution, remembering dangers increased our chances of survival. But in today's world, this mechanism isn't protecting you, it's sabotaging you. And here's something most people don't realize, the illusion of the perfect choice. How many times have you thought, if only I had chosen differently, my life would be so much better now? But that's just a trick your mind plays on you. You're analyzing the past with knowledge you only gained after making the decision. At that moment, you made the best choice you could with the information and emotions you had, but your brain acts like you should have done everything perfectly. That's a lie. Ever noticed how some people seem to handle their mistakes better? They don't dwell on the past. They don't replay every little detail. They just move on. But it's not because they never mess up. The difference is in how they use regret. Regret. Data, not punishment. Most people treat regret like a burden, something that weighs them down, holds them back, and keeps them stuck. But in reality, it can be a powerful tool. Every mistake leaves behind a lesson, if you pay attention. Bought something useless and now feel like an idiot? Great. Now you understand the value of thinking before you spend. Said the wrong thing at the wrong time? Now you know the importance of pausing before you react. Every regret is data you can use to make better decisions. The problem isn't regret itself, it's how you handle it. What's done is done. But your mind keeps replaying the scene as if you could still change it. The tricky part? Every time you relive a mistake, your body reacts as if it's happening again. The same stress, the same embarrassment, like a movie on repeat for no reason. Your brain doesn't know the difference between remembering and reliving. So here's a simple way to break the cycle. Next time that memory pops up, instead of torturing yourself, shift your perspective. What did this teach me? This one question turns a pointless burden into a valuable lesson. Small regrets don't deserve your time. Some things simply aren't worth the energy you waste thinking about them. Accidentally said, "Good morning," when it was already night? Laughed in a weird way and now feel awkward about it? Waved at someone who wasn't actually waving at you? The truth is, no one cares as much as you think. People are too busy worrying about their own insecurities to analyze yours. If the mistake has no real impact, learn to laugh at it and move on. You'll realize that when you stop taking yourself so seriously, life becomes a lot lighter. In the end, regret only has as much power as you give it. You can keep torturing yourself over things that are long gone, or you can turn them into fuel to become a better version of yourself. The truth is, no one is analyzing your mistakes as intensely as you are. People are too busy dealing with their own lives. That huge mistake in your mind, it's probably irrelevant to everyone else. Instead of wasting energy reliving the past, use it as a lesson. Recognize what that experience taught you. Reflect on how you'd handle a similar situation differently. And most importantly, take action now to avoid repeating the same mistake. Every one of these shifts moves you from regret to progress. So, now ask yourself, which regret will you turn into a lesson starting today? And if this video made sense to you, share it with someone who needs to hear this. It might be exactly what they need right now. See you in the next one.